John Fredericks Radio Network. Great to have you with us. Joining us now, Mayor, Four Oaks, North Carolina. Mayor Linwood Parker knows a little about barbecue, knows a little about politics, knows a little about pipelines, and he's a job creator. Mayor Parker, good to have you, man.
It's good to be on your radio.
Hey, you know what? Before we get into jobs and pipelines, I have been told that you are the man for barbecue. Like you invented it.
Well, I have this saying, John, barbecue is an original American cuisine that was developed in eastern North Carolina and perfected right at my restaurant. So from that standpoint, I guess I am the barbecue man.
Just tell us a little bit about the store that you own and how you sell it, so when we get down there, we know where to go.
Well, this White Swan Barbecue, it was actually begun in 1930.
1930?
7 years. My family is the third family that's been in charge of the restaurant. We've had it for the last 30 years and have expanded it. It's right on 95, exit 90. So if you're headed south or if you're going from south to north, all you got to do is come off the Interstate 95 about a mile and a half. Our restaurant is Eastern North Carolina Barbecue Restaurant, traditional, and we have won many awards. In fact, we were in Washington this past Christmas for the big Metro show and won the barbecue cook-off contest in Washington, so we were real proud of that. But anyway, we've been around a long time, and we've met a lot of people, and we enjoy what we're doing, and we're proud of what we're doing. And as you said before, it's all about job creation. People, the most empowering thing in the world outside of your family and your faith is a paycheck on Friday. If you got a job, right, you can do some of what you want to do. So whether it's barbecue, pipeline, radio, whatever it is, if it's creating opportunity for our fellow citizens, that's what we're about.
Look, no question about it. So I'm going to get to pipelines in a second. My final question on your barbecue. So I'm going to Rocky Mount. I got a baseball tournament with my youngest son the first weekend in May. So we're going from Richmond to D.C. to Rocky Mount down 95. Is that before or after exit 90?
Rocky Mount's north of us. We're a little east of Raleigh. We're between Rocky Mount and Fayetteville. So right, we're about, 40 miles from Rocky Mount.
Well, I tell you what, it might be worth me going 40 miles to get to your barbecue. Mayor Linwood Parker, Four Oaks, North Carolina. Let's talk a little bit about this pipeline, the Atlantic Coast Pipeline going through North Carolina. I know you've been an advocate of it. What is it going to bring to North Carolina? Jobs. Oh, look, I got 3 texts here. I got 3 texts in a row. They want you to say the name of your barbecue store again. Mayor, would you please say that again so everybody has it?
White Swan Barbecue, and you can visit us. My daughter does all our stuff on the internet, but at White Swan BBQ at AOL.com. And, of course, our barbecue, we're under state inspection, so we can ship barbecue all over the country. So if you're not driving by, we can send it to you. It's vacuum sealed, so it's a great method of being able to get barbecue all over the country. And so we ship our barbecue all over the country.
All right, White Swan Barbecue. You can email them if you want to get it shipped to you at whiteswanbarbecue@AOL.com. And if you're going I-95 south, exit 90, mile and a half off the interstate. And so I hope everybody has it. White Swan Barbecue. That's the hit right now. All right, now, Mr. Mayor, Mayor Linwood Parker, Four Oaks, North Carolina. Tell me about the impact of the Atlantic Coast Pipeline coming through your part of North Carolina. What's going to be the impact on jobs and energy?
Well, let me tell you what it'll be without it. Without a good supply of energy, affordable energy, our opportunities for our citizens is going to be less. 8 of the counties I think it's 10 counties that will travel through in North Carolina are some of the poorest counties that we have in the state. And it's because of the lack of jobs and opportunity. We have lost population in these counties. Our county, with our proximity to Raleigh, is not that doesn't have that situation, but some of the counties have lost population, income levels are down. And for manufacturing to return to eastern North Carolina, we need a good, dependable source of energy. And, of course, natural gas is the one that industry is favoring at this point in time. And what we're looking for is to have all of the ingredients that will encourage companies to locate in eastern North Carolina, and natural gas is one of them.
So when you talk about the poverty levels and lack of jobs right now in eastern North Carolina, Mayor Linwood Parker of Four Oaks, North Carolina, you're convinced that if we can get the pipeline through there, like we've been saying for some time, that it then becomes a magnet for businesses to open, right? Because they can tap right into the energy right along the pipeline. That's one of the beauties of it. They can tap right in. And what you're saying is that's going to bring jobs and paychecks to eastern North Carolina. Is that what I'm understanding?
That's correct. And, of course, northeastern North Carolina is an area that it'll be passing through that has lost a lot of population as we transition from a more agrarian society. Our farmers now are larger and they're more mechanized, and there's less tobacco being produced, so we're having a transition time. And, of course, textiles are not what they were at one time, and so we're just in a situation where we need to bring in industry, and industry requires a good energy source, and this is it. Of course, this pipeline is going to bring, it's kind of like the trunk line. It's the main line that's going to bring the source of energy, and then the feeder lines will come after the sources here. So there's no question about, in my mind, and I don't think anybody else's mind, if you look at areas, John, the Research Triangle Park in the area in the Piedmont in North Carolina is doing quite well. Mm-hmm. You know what they got that we don't have?
What?
Natural gas. Now, if you didn't have natural gas in the Research Triangle Park, you wouldn't have what's going on. So if it's good for the Piedmont, if it's good for the areas that have natural gas, then it's good for eastern North Carolina. We need all the infrastructure and the things that can encourage investment within our community so that we can have our citizens can have jobs and opportunity.
Well, you know what, Mr. Mayor, and by the way, we're with Mayor Linwood Parker, Mayor of Four Oaks, North Carolina, which is in northeast North Carolina. You know, Mayor, your area has been just hammered in job loss. You know, factories leaving, the furniture industry devastated by the Chi-Coms dumping cheap furniture, cheap wood into the U.S. We did nothing to protect your workers. Now we're trying to do that. That's gone. Textiles, that's gone. Again, the politicians let the Chinese screw us out of jobs for forever. Trump is fixing that. But now you've got an opportunity to get this pipeline through there to bring the natural gas where they can get jobs. We can get job growth there. What is the core of the opposition that you're dealing with? Like, take your position as mayor of Four Oaks. What do you have to deal with as far as those that are opposing the pipeline, which is going to cost jobs and opportunity for people? What is the core of the opposition?
Well, you know, I'm a person that enjoys a good, honest debate, and you know, and obviously, there was a lady told me one time that never was a pancake that didn't have two sides. Just one of them might be browner than the other. So we understand there's two sides to every argument or every issue that comes up, but most of the folks that are opposed to the pipeline are people from outside of our area. And, of course, some folks who don't want to give up any of their property. And you can understand people are, you know, don't particularly care about having their property disturbed by pipelines or roads or anything. But most of the opposition is coming from people that are opposed to natural gas. But my question to them, again, is if natural gas is in fact bad, why are we allowing it anywhere? And the truth of it is, it's just about the fact that they don't want natural gas to be in eastern North Carolina. Well, we've got to have it. We have a business park at Four Oaks, and we have a Becton Dickerson distribution center employing 400 people, 750,000 square foot facility with 5 acres of solar on top of it. Mm-hmm. And we have 3 solar farms around our community. But we've not been able to attract manufacturing. We've had one behind the other come to our business park, but because we don't have natural gas, they check us off and go where they can find natural gas. So to answer your question, the opposition, some of the folks that are opposed to it are honest in that debate, and some folks just like to be against something. But obviously, natural gas is a draw to industry and to investment that creates jobs, and therefore I'm for it. And I'm really appreciative to the partners in this Atlantic Coast Pipeline and what they're doing to bring energy and jobs and opportunity to eastern North Carolina.
How do we make it happen there?
Well, I think, we just got to let the people in charge. I heard you talking just a moment ago about the tax bill. Tax bill has been a great thing for us. The fact that we're beginning to be energy independent in this country, exporting instead of importing energy. I know in my own business, when we got where gas came from $4 to $2.50, business was better because people had more money in their pocket. Right. All these things are important. And the way that we make it happen is that we support the industry. We let our congressmen, the legislators, our leaders know that it's important to make sure that this pipeline is put in the ground and is operational as quick as possible.
All right. Look, you're fighting the good fight. Mayor Linwood Parker of 4 Oaks, North Carolina. We got to get this pipeline done. We've been fighting for it in Virginia for some time. Now we got to get it, keep going into northeast North Carolina, bring those jobs back. And also, I want to mention again, Mayor, you're quite the hit. I've gotten 7 texts of people. They want to know what this is called again. White Swan Barbecue. White Swan Barbecue. It's off of Exit 90 South, going through North Carolina between Raleigh and Fayetteville. So you got to check it out. You become quite the hit here for this barbecue, Mayor, and for pipelines. Mayor Linwood Parker, 4 Oaks, North Carolina. Keep fighting, Mayor. We're going to have you back on. We're going to be following this because this brings so many jobs to the region. And, you got pockets of resistance by people that just don't care about jobs or economic prosperity. And as you said, it's going everywhere else. It might as well come to northeast North Carolina, Mayor. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, John. And again, thank you for the opportunity to talk about something that's important for everybody, and that is opportunity. Opportunity is a powerful thing.
Opportunity and jobs, Mayor. Like you said, there's nothing better than getting a paycheck on Friday. Thanks for being with us.